The teachings of Rabbi Rav Sprecher, Dean of Students at Diaspora Yeshiva on Mount Zion, Jerusalem.
There's an amazing Balaturim in this week's Parsha, just incredible Balaturim. Why did Adam eat from the forbidden fruit when God told him not to? How could he have done such a terrible sin? So the Balaturim says something amazing. In Bereshis 3, Pasuk 12, he says, the woman that you gave me, she gave me min ha'etz. Says the Balaturim, Shehikta oti be'etz at sheshmati Allah. She broke off, instead of using a rolling pin, she broke off, Yiddish, Yoel, part of the tree, and she beat me with the stick. It looks like Adam was an abused husband. And that's why he ate. That's what the Balaturim says. Pretty amazing. And the Or Chaim says, why did God create Adam before Chava? Why did he create the man before the woman? So Or Chaim says, this is not a joke. He says, if he would have created the woman first, the man wouldn't be able to open his mouth. So to give him a chance to get a word in edgewise, he created the man first before the woman. And he said, if he created the woman first, she would be mitzar, she'd have no one to bend an ear. So therefore, first, Or Chaim says this, it's not a joke. So first he created the man, not the mitzayir. Now she has someone to what? To talk to. But if she created first, no one to talk to, she would be upset. God didn't want her upset her, so first he created a man, now she has one to what? To talk to. Isn't that an amazing idea? And therefore, under the chuppah, it's the chassan that breaks the glass, not the kala. Because it's the last time he'll get a chance to put his foot down. Or it's the last break he'll get. Give me a break. The last break he'll get, Rachmiel, thank you.
Is that where it comes from?
I think it comes from that. Give me a break, right? Or the last break he'll get, so therefore he breaks the glass under the chuppah. It's just amazing that the end of the parsha, it speaks about Lemech marrying two women, one Ada and one Tzila. Why should I care 6,000 years ago approximately that this guy Lemech married two women, one Ada, one Tzila? So Rashi says in the Dor HaMabul, that's what they did. They married two women, one wife to have children with, and the other wife, they made her drink a cup of sterilization. How do you say that in English? To sterilize her. So this way she shouldn't be able to give birth. And therefore she was called Sila. Sila means that what? She always sat in her husband's shade. She was his companion. She wasn't supposed to have any children. And Afal Pikain, the Torah says Sila, she too gave birth. She too gave birth to Tubal Cain and to Nama. Why should I care, Zisel, 6,000 years ago, who these people were? Did they give birth? Didn't give birth? She drank a cup of sterilization. We know the Torah is what? GPS for the year 2019. What's the message over here? Nama is Noah's wife. Listen to this very carefully. Sila was the one that should have drank a cup of sterilization. She wasn't supposed to have any children. But the Torah says she also gave birth. She gave birth to Nama. She deceived her husband and didn't drink the cup of sterilization. She made believe, and she spit it out. And she gave birth to Nama. Who cares? Who is the mother of the human race? Nama. Chava and Ada were total washouts. Who is the new founder of the human race? Noach and Nama. But if Nama was not supposed to have been born at all, she was supposed to be an unwanted child. If Tzila would have listened to her husband and drank the cup of sterilization, Nama never would have been born. That means the mother of the human race would never have been born. It's because Tzila deceived her husband. Are you getting this? And didn't drink the cup. Looks like God has a sense of humor. From the one that wasn't supposed to be born. She is the mother of the human race. Now, is that telling us something? A Mensch tracht und Gott lacht. How do you say that in English? Man proposes. Lemech said, here, honey, drink this cup of sterilization. Right? No kitties for you. So she spit out the potion. And she gave birth to the mother of the human race. Rashi says that she was the wife of Noach. Mankind is called B'nai Noach. It's not called B'nai Adam. It's called B'nai Noach because Noach and Nama, they were the real founders of humanity. Adam and Chava, Lillian, was a washout. So look what's going on over here. Look what's going on, Yoel. Because Tzila refused to drink the cup, she deceived hubby, gave birth to the mother of the human race. Look how women are, how they have such a bina yetera. How do you say that in English? A bina yetera. Some woman's intuition. No, I'm not going to listen to my hubby. I'm going to spit out that cup of sterilization. Good thing she did. Otherwise, the human race would never have gotten off the ground after the flood. Chanoch, are you getting this? How women are more godlike. David, women are more godlike. Tzila says, I'm not going to drink that cup. I don't care what hubby says. I want to have a child too. And that child was the mother of the entire human race, Nama, which means sweet and pleasant. Are you getting this? That's why Rashi tells me the whole story. GPS. Huh? She wasn't supposed to have any children. Huh? So we see that what? That HaKadosh Baruch Hu has his own plan. His own plan. Right? And women are more in touch with God than men are. So therefore Tzila did not deceive her husband and didn't drink the cup. And who learned from her? Rivka Imenu, didn't she deceive Yitzchak? Yitzchak wanted to give the bracha to whom? To Esav. We'd be up a creek without a paddle. Rivka deceived him. This way Yaakov got the bracha, otherwise where would we be? So Rivka learned from Tzila. And Leah, didn't Leah deceive her husband? Yaakov didn't want Leah. He didn't know that the Levites, kingship, priesthood, Kahuna Gedolah, Mashiach, and Malchus Beis David comes from what? Leah. The woman that he rejected. But Leah knew better. She deceived her husband. And good thing she did, because without Leah there'd be no Mashiach, no Kahuna, no kingship, nothing. So we see these women throughout history, Zisol, they learn from Tzila. I want to advertise Tzila, the forgotten heroine. Right? Tzila, who knows about Tzila? The neglected wife of whom? Of Lemech, who wasn't supposed to have any kids. She's the forgotten heroine. I want to give her credit where credit is due. 6,000 years ago. If it wasn't for her, there'd be no human race. And I want to say that Rivka and Leah learned from Tzila, the forgotten heroine.
My mother's name.
Tzila.
Maybe we give her posthumous.
We have to give her credit where credit. Who speaks about it? Good thing I'm talking. Would you know? You know about it, right? Pretty amazing, huh? Yeah. How she deceived her husband Lemech. If she wouldn't, where would we be? We wouldn't be.
We wouldn't be.
We wouldn't be. Yes?
You saying that we come from Cain and not from Shet?
We come from Noach and Nama, the offspring of Shet. Noach and Nama. Right? But they are the new Adam and Chava. Starting over. If at first you don't succeed, Yoel, try again. Who taught me that? The big boss. Why does God have to write that the was a washout? Why does God have to say that? Huh? Why did he have to admit that Kavayochel he didn't succeed? To give us chizuk. Right?
We should try again.
Try again. If you fail, don't be too hard on yourself. God says, didn't work out for me either. I didn't give up. I'm starting over. You guys can start over. It's tremendous how HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves the human being to give him chizuk. He wrote about himself that his first creation was literally what? a washout. Get it? Washout? Yes?
So the Torah says that Hashem had regrets
Yes.
for the first
That he made man. That he made man.
sees past, present, and future.
Beautiful. So your question, Rashi quotes the Medrash, your question was asked to Rav Shua ben Karcha. Doesn't God know the future? So why was he regretful and upset? So the rabbi answered the question with what? With a question. He says to this guy who asked him, this philosopher, did you ever have a birth of a child? Yes. What did you do? I made a big party. I rented a hall. I made a big party, hired a fancy caterer, and invited all my friends to celebrate the birth of my child. So the rabbi said, why did you do that? Don't you know that in 100 years, this child will be pushing up daisies? What are you spending all the money on a party for? In 100 years or less, this child will be dead. What are you celebrating for? Save your money, honey. Don't you know that this child eventually is going to die? What's the celebration? So the philosopher says, in the time of joy, let there be joy. In the time of sorrow, let there be sorrow. Quoting King Solomon. So the rabbi said, that's the way God operates. God is like a human parent, right? So he's celebrating, and then when the time comes, you have to mourn. There's a time for joy, and there's a time for what? Sorrow. And the Kodesh Baruch Hu Kaviyachol operates like a human parent as well. So that's one explanation why it says God was upset or regretted. But there's a deeper Kabbalistic explanation. The question that we have to deal with is, how can a person really have free will? If God knows before how I'm going to choose, how do I really have free will? If He knows beforehand, it seems to interfere with my free will. How do I can I choose independently when He knows the end game before it happens? So the Rambam and other Rishonim deal with this, and they say that this question has no human answer. But somehow we do have free will, even though God has foreknowledge. But one of the great Rishonim, the great Kabbalist, the Rambam, he answers the question with the concept of Tzimtzum. All Kabbalists agree, how did God create the world? Everything is God. How could there be anything besides Him? So the Kabbalists agree that God practiced Tzimtzum. God, Kaviyachol, restricted and pulled into Himself or limited Himself. That's why it's called outer space. Give me space. God pulled into Himself, Kaviyachol, to give me space. The Rabbi takes this a step further. God loves mankind so much. You hear this, Lillian? Not to interfere with my free will. God also practices Tzimtzum when it comes to my free will. So God can say He was upset and regretted, because God says, I don't want to know how you will choose. Surprise me. So God practiced Tzimtzum, so I have total free will, not to interfere one iota with my free will. God, Kaviyachol, restricts and limits Himself. Even when it comes to my free will, He doesn't want to know how I'll choose. So if I choose wrong, He can regret and be upset. Isn't that an amazing idea? And therefore He tells Abraham, now I know you're a God-fearing man. That's what the text says. Yesterday God didn't know He's a God-fearing man. Well, now I know. So Rabbi says, yes. Surprise me. God says, I'm surprised, pleasantly surprised. So not to interfere with my Bechira Chavshis at all, that I can choose 100%, God will practice Tzimtzum, and therefore God didn't want to know how Abraham will choose, and God didn't want to know that the Dor HaMabul would corrupt themselves, so when they did, He was very disappointed. Isn't that incredible? Yes, your turn.
I was going to say, but Hashem puts us on His path, the path He chose for us. I mean,
But we have free will to disobey Him.
That's right.
We have free will.
He does keep correcting us, doesn't He, Rabbi, to stay on that path?
Well,
Send you signs.
you send your sign. You can ignore the signs.
Right.
Now, everything in creation, yes.
How are we supposed to look at the seat of the Torah?
A what?
How should we look at the question of deceit? Keep deceit, cheat deceit, eat deceit.
Right.
There are other deceits later on.
That's a whole.
How should we
Didn't Tamar deceive Yehuda? That's a whole separate discussion. Maybe we'll talk a year about that. Deception in the Bible. Oh, you gave me a good idea for a talk. Stay tuned. Deception. Good, thank you. Deception in the Bible. Why is it permitted? Why does it have to go that way? Stay tuned. But this is... Well, if Sheila wouldn't do it, and if Rivka didn't do it, and Leah wouldn't do it, where would we be? We wouldn't be. But why did it have to go that way? Okay, so then we'll have to talk about that. Stay tuned. What should I call it? Deception in the Bible. What? Is it kosher? No? Kosher deception in the Bible. You'll come? Kosher deception in the Bible. Thank you. Yes?
What you're describing goes against the idea of an all-knowing God.
But that's how much God loves mankind. He's willing to restrict himself to give me space and to give me free will. It demonstrates the incredible love that God has for the human being, that he's willing to do that. That's the incredible love he has for the human being. That the Almighty God is willing to practice Symptom. It's just unbelievable, the love that he has for the human being. To make room for me that I should be his partner. And he says, Nasa de B'Tzamenu, let us make the human being. How could God say, let us make the human being? Who's he talking to? Let us make the human being. So what upshot is he speaking to the angels? Rashi says that even though you're the big boss, you know everything, 10 kavod, right? The big boss of a company should consult with those beneath him, even though he makes all the decisions, to give them what? How do you say kavod in English? Respect and dignity, to make them feel good. So God practiced that to teach us that even though you're totally in charge, treat everyone, even those below you, with respect, make them feel important. But Rav Sprecher has another interpretation. Let us make the human. Who's he talking to? The human being. God says you and me and you, so happy together. God is speaking to the human being. Let us both create a perfect human being, and together we'll create a perfect world. But God says, you're my partner. Let us create the human being. Me and you, God says. I'll help you. You and me together. And together we can perfect Tikkun Olam. So that's who HaKadosh Baruch Hu is speaking to. It's just amazing that the morale points out that everything in the Bria was created complete and whole. You remember Tony the Tiger? No? Tony the Tiger. Did Tony the Tiger ever one day say, gee, today I want to be the best tiger I can be? Great.
Yeah.
He is what he is. Or Elsie the cow. Today I'll be the best cow I can be. Everything in creation is what it is. It's complete and full and whole. Except Adam and Adama. Why is man called Adam? He comes from the Adama. But it's more than that, says the morale. The Adama, the earth, the soil, is pure potential. What do I do with the soil? Do I do TLC to the soil, tender loving care, cultivate it, make a beautiful garden with fruits and vegetables and flowers, or neglect it and becomes wild weeds infested with bugs? The same thing, the human being is like the Adama. Adam is pure potential. What do I do with my potential? Make it a beautiful Gan Eden? A beautiful garden? Or chas v'sholom, wild weeds? You make the call. It's amazing, in English, Adam is called soil. S-O-I-L.
We spell it.
Soil. The human being, is he a soil man or is he a soul man? I'm a soul man. What am I? Huh? He's called Adam. Adam means soil man. S-O-I-L. But I'm also a soul man. Elisheva said, who wins? Sometimes the soul wins, sometimes the soil wins. It's the constant struggle between the two opposites. The human being, the soil man and the soul man. But the tafkid, how do you spell soul? S-O-U-L. How do you spell soil? S-O-I-L. It's almost the same word. The tafkid of human being is to turn the soil into soul. S-O-I-L, to turn the I into you. Soil, only think about I, myself. Be a soul man. Don't focus so much on the I, focus on the S-O-U-L. You. When you care for the other person, the tafkid to turn the soil, the I, into the soul, the you, to care for you. And that's how I become more of a soul man, by caring for the other person. That's how I shed my soilness. But you make the call. You can be a soil man, or you can be a soul man. That's the constant struggle that we have to want every day of our lives. And when the going gets tough, the tough go shopping. No, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. It's the struggle that makes us great. To shed the I of the soil, turn it into an S-O, the you, to think about the you, not so much about the I, that's the struggle that makes us great. And without the struggle, you know, remember that Pepsi commercial? Guy working out with the barbells, no pain, no gain? If you don't work out, your muscles become flabby. If that's true in the physical world, it's certainly true. If you don't struggle with the soil, with the soul, your spiritual muscles become flabby. Right? No pain, no gain. Who said that? Before Pepsi. It's the shortest Mishnah in Shas, Yoel. No pain, no gain. The last Mishnah in Avot and the shortest Mishnah, no pain, no gain. The Torah speaks about Chanoch, this mysterious character Chanoch. He walked with God, and then God took him. This is almost 6,000 years ago. What's the Torah telling me? You know, the Torah is GPS. The Torah is describing what happens when a person dies. God takes him. If you walk with God, when you die, Hashem takes you. So that's comforting to know that when we leave this world, we what? We get reunited with God. So let's not be in a hurry to get there. But we have to know after 120 years, to die means, God took him back. So when a person dies, it means he goes back to God. Isn't that amazing? Wow. And God took him before his time. Rashi says, he died before his time. He was only 365 years old. And his father was over 900. Can you imagine his father at the funeral? Oy, my little Chanoichel, he's only 365 years old. His grandfather's 900 years old. God took him before his time. Why did God do that? The Chassam Sofer says something amazing. Chanoch was a loner. Mizbodek, he didn't want to have much connection with the people. He said, the people, they're not for me. I can't associate with them. I have no corrupt. So God took him because be careful what you pray for, because you just might get it. He said, I have no human companionship. These guys are not for me. They're too corrupt. I cannot influence them. I won't even try. Since he was, what's the word, a misanthrope? Is that the word? Misanthrope? Yeah. What does that mean in English?
Hates men.
What? He doesn't like people. So Kodesh Baruch Hu obliged him, and God took him back. He only wants to see with Hashem. So Hashem obliged him, says the Chassam Sofer. And therefore, what?
I get that, don't you?
So therefore, if you want to stick around, we have to be a tzibur man. We've got to be involved with people. And that's how we stick around. If you just think about yourself, and you think you're much better than everybody else, then beware, right?
He didn't think that.
He was, but he was supposed to be mashpia. Chabad. Reach out and touch somebody. Not just all for yourself.
It's a hopeless generation.
It doesn't matter. You never give up for any human being. You keep trying. And he didn't want to have any shaykhs with the world.
He was trying.
Right? So Hashem obliged him.
I get it.
Right? Hashem obliged him. Right?
Promotion, became archangel.
What? Okay, he got a promotion, right? But the Medrash makes a strange comment, David. He was a sandlar. I would think he was a chief rabbi, a great man. The Medrash says he was a sandlar. How do you say it in English? A shoemaker. He was in the soul repair business. Get it? Soul repair business? Ooh. S-O-L-E? He should have been in the S-O-U-L. But he was in the S-O-L-E.
He was a stitcher.
He was a stitcher. And the Medrash says for every stitch that he stitched, he praised God. What does that mean? He said Tehillim by every stitch. He would stick his finger. So Rav Sprecher explained what it means is when he was stitching those shoes, he did it be'emunah, with honesty. He did the best job that he could do. So what's the message of the Torah? You can be a shoemaker or a garbage collector and still be what? A tzaddik. It doesn't matter what you do for a living. If you do it be'emunah, honestly, in God's book, you're a tzaddik. Amazing idea. An honest day's work, be'emunah. So all of us can walk. Chanoch walked with God. How did he walk with God? By being a Rosh Yeshiva? By being a shoemaker. How do you walk with God by being a shoemaker? How, Chanoch? Chanoch. How? By doing everything like you do, be'emunah. With honesty, integrity, with a smile. That's how you walk with God, even though you're not a chief rabbi. Even you're just a shoemaker, you walk with God. Because you do the work honestly. And you give the customer what he paid for. You don't try to chisel and cut corners. That's calling walking with God. Even a sandlar, even a shoemaker. What a powerful lesson the Torah is teaching us over here. But let's get to the topic of the Kruvim, the strange topic of the Kruvim in Gan Eden. God drives out the human couple and he places the east of Eden, the Kruvim, to guard the way to the Derech Eitz HaChaim. Who are the Kruvim? Rashi says Malachi Chabala. How do you say that in English? Hell's angels. Remember Hell's angels?
They were destroyers.
Malachi Chabala, Hell's angels. But in Parshas Truma, Rashi calls them Kodesh Kadoshim. Rashi, you're mixing me up. Are they heavenly angels or are they Hell's angels?
Human.
Are they angels, devil or angel? What's going on over here? So says the Baal Shem Tov. There's a pasuk. Yaakov had a dream. He saw Malachi Elohim Olim v'yordim bo. He saw angels of God going up and going down. Bo. Bo with a vav means what?
On it.
No, bo with a vav means him.
Well, it's all because it could be it. Depends.
Says the Baal Shem Tov. Whether angels of God go up or down depends on me. Say what? And therefore, we're just coming out of the Chagim. We said something very strange. Sfardim don't say it. I don't know why. But the most moving prayer on Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, the holiness of the day, even the Malachim tremble. And we say, even though the Malachim, they don't find merit on the Yom Adin. How could that be? Malachim have no free will. They couldn't sin even if their life depended on it, Lillian, because they ain't got no free will. I ain't got no body. To sin, you have to have a body. They have no body. They're only malachim. They can't sin if they wanted to. So why are the malachim trembling and shaking on the Yom Hadin? Take a pill and lie down. You have no Yetzer Hara Malach. You can't sin. So why are you so nervous? Said the Baal Shem Tov. You know why they're nervous? They depend on us. Whether they go up or down depends on me. They got good reason to be nervous and tremble. Their fate, F-A-T-E, and their destiny depends on me. So whether the angels are Malachi Kodesh Kadoshim, Achas V'Sholom, Malachi Chabala, depends on the human being. Isn't that amazing? Whether the angels of God go up or down, Pashas Vayetze in a few weeks. Bo depends on me. So before Adam and Chava sinned, they were holy of holies. After Adam and Chava sinned, David, they turned those angels into what? Devils. And when they did tshuva, they became angels again. Devil or angel, you make the call. That's the Baal Shem Tov. The Chaim Voloshin has another raya. The Mishnah says, Da malamala mimcha. Da malamala mimcha. If you want, it's a Mishnah Novot. If you want to know the matzav of the malachim up there, you want to know? Mimcha. You make the call. The awesome power of a human being to control not just his own destiny, but what? The destiny of the malachim. It's mind-boggling. What we do down here, Chanoch, has cosmic repercussions. The awesome power of the human being. How much God loves the human being. To make him his partner to create, or God forbid, destroy. It's unbelievable. Now, of course, there are other explanations. The Gemara in Chagiga says that these Kruvim in the Holy of Holies had the faces of children. Who cares? What's the message? Says my great Rav Sprecher, the Kruvim, they're on top of the Holy Ark. What does the Holy Ark represent? The light of, what is it called? Aron. Because it contains the light of Torah. So it says, if our children, the Kruvim face of children, if our children are attached to the Ark, to the Or HaTorah, Aron, if our children are inculcated and attached to Torah values, then they're what? Holy of holy children. But if God forbid, lo yaleinu, if the children are not attached to the Holy Ark, then they become lo yaleinu malachi chabala, self-destruct on drugs and who knows what. So that's the Kruvim, with the faces of our children. Kodesh Kadoshim, Chas v'Sholom, Malachi Chabala. It depends on the chinuch that they get or don't get. Oron, it contains the Or HaTorah. Then your kids will be holy of holies. But if God forbid you don't give them the Oron, the Or HaTorah, then Lo Yaleinu, they can become a Malachi Chabala. Now, why tell us about the Kruvim? Says the Rambam something incredible. The Torah writes these psukim for Kruvim to teach that the belief in Malachim is a cardinal principle of Judaism. The Sipur, the Torah doesn't tell many Sipur, the Torah only tells the GPS. Who needs to know about these angels in Gan Eden guarding the tree of life? What's the message? Says the Rambam to teach that it's not enough to believe in God. The ikar of Judaism is also to believe what? In angels. And therefore the Torah writes these stories here about the Kruvim to teach that belief in Malachim is an ikar of Yahadut. Why should it be ikar of Yahadut? Why? And what's even strange, that's what he says in Moreh Nevuchim. But the last time I checked the Ani Mamins, Yoel, you read the Ani Mamins every morning? The last time I checked, maybe I'm wrong, belief in angels was not on the list. Hello? Rambam, you seem to contradict. In the Moreh Nevuchim you say belief in angels is a cardinal principle of Yahadut. And yet in the Ani Mamins, which he wrote in the Mishnah and Sanhedrin, the last time you checked, Rabbi Yaakov, it's not, did the Holy Rambam forget? You get a question? He didn't forget.
Is that it or took it out?
He didn't forget. The Mishnah in Avos tells us, if you do a mitzvah, you create a heavenly angel. If you do an Aveira, well, you create a devil. We create our own heaven or hell. And one of the 13 principles of faith is schar va'onish, to believe in reward and punishment. That's the same thing as believing in angels, Lillian. Yeah, my chidush. One of the 13 principles of faith is to believe in reward and punishment. What I do has cosmic repercussions, matters forever. Positive or, God forbid, negative. Because the Mishnah says you do a mitzvah, you create a heavenly angels. Leilani, you do an Aveira, you create a devil. The Mishnah of us, chapter 4. That's So belief in angels is simultaneously belief in what? Reward and punishment. The Rambam didn't forget Yehuda, he didn't. Schar v'onish, Clark Kent, Superman. To believe in reward and punishment is ipso facto believe in what? Bila? Angels. You hear my chiddush? It's a Mishnah Avos Perik Dalit. You do a mitzvah, you create an angel. You do an Avera Lo Yelena, you create a devil. That's what the Rambam means. Belief in angels, i.e., how do you say i.e. in English? That is schar v'onish. How do you say schar v'onish in English?
Reward and punishment.
What's the reward?
Angels.
An angel. What's the punishment?
Devil.
A devil.
Is it make an angel with an angel?
Avos Perik Dalit. We're not talking physical. We're talking a spiritual constructive energy that lives on forever, or Lo Yelenu, a spiritual destructive energy. What's waiting for us on the other side? We decide.
But the angels were before man.
What?
This is before you.
Those are the archangels.
Oh, it's a group of archangels?
That's right. But afterwards, we create our own. But even the archangels, we hold. You got the whole world in your hand. God sends Abraham to kill his son. Right? Who stops him?
Angel.
Hello? God. What are you sending an angel for? God himself take your son and make him what? Burn toast. And who stops him? An angel. Why not God himself?
It'd be too much.
Avram created the angel.
Because David Arel gave the answer. This is how the Mishnah knows when you do a mitzvah, you create a malach. God didn't send the malach. The malach says, hello, look at me, you don't have to kill him. I'm living proof you did the mitzvah. God never meant for you to kill him, just to test. What's the proof? Hello? Hello? Here I am. God didn't send the angel. The angel was created by the act of the Akedah. This is living proof that he did the mitzvah. Otherwise, there would be no angel. Every time we do a mitzvah, Zisel, we're creating malachim. So Abraham was able to see them in this world. We'll see them after 120. After 120, these millions of malachim. This way your table's waiting. Hello? We have an honor guard after 120. Millions of honor guards. Abraham was able to see them in this world. And tzaddikim can see them in this world. But the most of us have to wait. That's why be in a hurry to get there. After 120, we'll see the army of malachim that we created, that are ours for eternity. What's the inyan of malachim? The belief in malachim is an ikra of Yahadut. It's the same as Chava Onish. But that just begs the question. I mean, God can manage on his own, right? A human king needs an army of angels, right? A human king needs an army of messengers. But God can do it all on his own. So if I wasn't at Buckingham Palace, I couldn't understand. When I was a kid, I went to Buckingham Palace. And I was so impressed with the honor guard there. So the Rambam says, belief in malachim. Malachim are so important because it enhances the honor of the dignity of the king. When you see the palace surrounded by an honor guard, doesn't it make you more in awe and love and respect for the king? So the malachim is not for God's sake, it's to increase our yirat shamayim, increase our havas Hashem, to give us more awe and fear of the king, so God surrounds himself with an honor guard that we created for him. It's just incredible. Who creates the honor guard for him? Who? Me and you and me. It's just incredible. That's an amazing idea. We have at Buckingham Palace, you see the honor guard? I mean, they look like robots. You look at them, you go like this, and they wouldn't blink.
Yeah.
I went like this to them. And I was a little kid. Not little, I was a teenager. And they didn't blink even.
You're right.
They don't blink. Right? Pretty amazing. To increase the honor of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So we learned an amazing concept over here, the awesome power of the human being to control not just his own destiny, but also the destiny of what? Of Malachim as well. Of Malachim as well. The Maral points out something amazing. The first time that God addresses the human being with the term Vayikra is after the Chet. Vayikra is Loshen Chiba. Rashi said Vayikra means in terms of endearment. He doesn't use that term only after the Chet. Why doesn't God say Vayikra before the Chet? The best part of making up, the best part of breaking up is making up. When you have a lover's quarrel and it's lovey-dovey again, aren't you more coochie-coochie? I know I am. You have a fight. Who doesn't fight? You know, men are from Mars and women are from Venus? Or the other way around? I got it. Oh, Baruch Hashem, I got it. So you're bound to quarrel, but after you make up and kiss and make up, aren't you more lovey-dovey?
I hope so.
Yes. So therefore, says the Maral, Vayikra, the Loshen Chiba is only after the sin. God said, let's kiss and make up. Ayeka, man was hiding. What does God say? Don't hide from me. I still love you. Where are you? I still want a loving connection with you. Ayeka, where are you? Don't hide from me. I can't stop loving you. Ayeka. So the term Vayikra, the Loshen Chiba, is only after the Chet and the Tshuva. Because Gedoyle Tshuva Me'ahava, when you do Tshuva because you love God, you're turning the sin into a win. Should I repeat that? You're turning the sin into a win. So it's more lovey-dovey time, says the Maral. Vayikra, Ayeka, only after the sin. Habibi, right? And then it says God made them jackets, kasnas or, jackets of leather. But why? They were wearing the latest fashion. Fig leaves. Why did God have to make them leather jackets? Remember the Fonzie leather jackets? They were already... Why did God have to make them leather jackets? And it says, Vayalbishem, and God dressed them. They were, first of all, they weren't babies. How old were they when they were created? 20. Sanhedrin says they were 20. And they were already dressed. So why did God have to dress them? They weren't babies. Says the Zohar, when you dress somebody, you have to embrace him. So even after they sinned, God lovingly embraced them. Even after they sinned and they did tshuva. Otherwise, you can dress yourself. You're not babies. They're 20-year-old. Adam and Chava, and they were already dressed. So that's the question. They were already dressed. Why did God have to make them kosnas or? So in our Sefer Torah, Chanoch, the word or is spelled with an ayin, which means leather jackets. Rav Meir's Sefer Torah, the or is spelled with what? Aleph. God made them jackets of light. What does that mean? Says the Zohar. Their physical shame was covered up with the fig leaves, but their godly soul was shamed, exposed. So God made for the godly soul jackets of light to cover the soul. And the Zohar says after 120, when the human being sheds his physical body, God clothes the soul with a body of light. That's where the Goyim get the halo. Aura, the body of light. The neshama sheds its human body and takes on an aura of light. That's the kosnas or with an aleph that God supplied for Adam and Chava. And we all have Adam and Chava's DNA. DNA stands for divine natural ability. I think, no? We all have their DNA, don't we? Now, 6 days or 6 billion years.
Yeah.
That's the question.
Look at the Ramban. They don't teach us in yeshiva, I don't know what. The Ramban says, Yomer Shal Kodesh Baruch Hu. It's a day of God. It can't mean our day, because the sun was not created until which day?
It's not.
Huh? The sun was not created until Yom Revi. So how could it be a day? What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours. Said the Ramban, what are you talking about? It can't be a day the way we know it, because there was no sun until Wednesday. So it means Yom HaKadosh Baruch Hu. A day of God. Psalm 91 says a day of God is 1,000,000 years or 1,000,000,000 years. This is Nachmanides, Ramban writing in Bereshis. That when we speak about a day of creation, we're speaking about a day of God, which is 1,000,000,000 years or more. The Ramban says this. Not a human day. There was no sun until Yom Revi. So science and the Bible do not clash.
No.
It's a day of a Yom HaKadosh Baruch Hu. King David says, a day to you, God, is what? Elef Shana B'yanecha? 1,000 or 1,000,000. 1,000,000 years or 1,000 years to you, God, is a day. It's Hashem's day, not our day. What a difference a day makes. So there's no contradiction at all between what? Science and the Bible. Hafochba v'afochba the kulaba chanoch. The Mishnah says, Hafochba v'afochba the kulaba. Keep turning it over. Everything you want to know about anything, science or anything, where is it? It's in the Torah. It's all here. You just have to know where to look. You just have to know. Vayar Elohim ki tov. We still have 5 minutes. This is a clinch. God saw it was good. What do you mean he saw it's good? It's like an artist completes a masterpiece and he says, wow, check it out, it's really good. What are you talking about? Vayar Elohim ki tov, over and over again, God saw it's good. Hey, check that out, y'all. It's pretty good, right? What's going on over here? Beautiful. Says Rav Yaakov Mecklenburg in Ktav Akbala, the word Vayar is written in Hifil. How do you say Hifil in English? Causative. Vayar Elohim ki tov means God brought and made creation be seen. Why did he do it? Ki tov, because he is good. Not it was good. He is good. It's the goodness of God, not the world being described. So the Torah is teaching what it means to be good. To be good means to do good. Who taught us that? Hashem. So God brought existence. He made existence seen, ki tov, because he's good. He's teaching what it means to be good. To be good means to give. So therefore, when we give, we're being godlike. To be good means to give, to be godlike. And if we don't give, we're not godlike. And if we're not godlike, who needs us? Velachta b'drachav. Yo, how do you say that in English? Velachta b'drachav. Walk in Hashem's ways. We have to imitate God. So if God is constantly giving, then we have to be godlike. We have to give. And therefore getting married is the first mitzvah in the Torah. It's the ultimate act of giving. When husband and wife give to each other and share with each other, they're imitating a Kodesh Baruch Hu to create life. We're imitating God. When husband and wife love each other and give to each other, they're imitating God, creating life together with God. Isn't that an amazing idea? That's why the first mitzvah in the Torah. What? A good being is a giving being. And a giving being is a godlike being. And if you don't give and you don't share, then who needs you? Not you, Chas v'sholem. Yeah.
Adameno.
What?
Adameno. I will be like him.
Right. Velachta b'drachav. Right? And that's why God said it's not good for the human to be alone. What do you mean it's not good for the human to be alone? If he's alone, he can't be good. He has no one to share and to give. It's not good for him to be alone. He can't be good if he's alone. If he can't be good, he can't be godlike. And if he can't be godlike, who needs him? So therefore getting married is what? The first mitzvah in the Torah. Don't you get it?
For more of Rabbi Sprecher's teachings, visit rabbisprecher.com.